Hey folks, my name is Swag. Welcome to the channel, your home for all content Marvel Mystic Mayhem. Today's video is about 5 tips that I have for you to get the most out of your account as you start to play Marvel Mystic Mayhem. Some of these things you may already know, but I want to emphasize certain things and you may learn a thing or two. First of which is going to be this time reversal event here. You essentially get 30 days to do refunds on any of the characters that you put resources into. I think this is a great way for people to test out a bunch of different builds and a bunch of different characters. The way that you end up resetting them is you go to the details page here, and then you can click this little arrow here. So that's free for the first 30 days. What that means is that you shouldn't be afraid to try out a bunch of different team compositions. I'll give you an example. One team that I'm thinking about trying out just to see if it will work is like a summon-based team. So that's going to have Dino Girl, or Moon Girl and Dino, Devil Dino. It's going to have Man Thing, and it's going to have Thread. And those are all basically summon-heavy characters, especially Thread and Man Thing. But I don't know if I want to invest in that long-term, so I'm going to probably refund those abilities if it's a team that doesn't really work out. But this is kind of opening up the avenue to let you theory craft and figure out what characters you like to play with and what sort of playstyle you like to play Marvel Mystic Mayhem with. Okay. The second thing is that after you get your 40 summons to get your free 3-star hero, I think it's probably best that you save up your gems specifically for energy refreshes. In this game, 1 energy is equal to just 1 XP in all the game modes, and you really want to kind of level up fast because that's eventually going to snowball you into better rewards, mostly because you're going to be doing better in these ranked modes like Nightfall, for instance. So if we go to Nightfall, I'll talk a little bit more about this later, but you know, there's a ranking here and you want to make sure you get some of these ranked rewards. Some of the other game modes are like that as well, but basically getting those rewards early on snowballs your account into getting those rewards later on as well. For energy refreshes, you get a free one in the store, and then it is 230 gem energy refreshes. Each refresh is 60 energy, and it's 360s and then 3 120s. So you get the one in the store here, and then the ones that I just mentioned. So it's a total of 600 gems per day to get max refreshes there. I think if you're free to play, you should probably aim to save some of your gems, again, after those 40 summons, to try to get some of those 60 refreshes every single day, because that's what's going to take your account higher up in level, and that is eventually what's going to snowball you. It's also good for alliance contribution as well. Speaking of the free energy refresh here, there is another energy refresh in the shop that you might not know about. You have to scroll all the way to the right to see it. And it's 60 gems, but it gives you 120 energy as well as a few other things there. I've already obviously got mine. There's a weekly limit there. But if you didn't see it, you have to scroll all the way to the right to get to it. So you might not have seen that one. The other sources of energy are from your daily missions, from your friends, and from leveling up. Which, by the way, if you level up, make sure, go check your energy and make sure you're not capped out. You get 240 energy a day. So you want to make sure that you're continuously under the cap so that can continue to refresh. And again, you are maximizing the amount of energy that your account is getting, and therefore the amount of XP that your account is getting. That is going to be how you continue to level up faster than everybody else. The 2 different game modes that I think are really worth focusing on are Nightfall and Fabled Finds. I talked a little bit about this earlier. Nightfall is really good because it has these ranked rewards, which will really good source of gem income, especially if you're in this, honestly, if you're in the top 50%, that's pretty decent. But if you can aim to be in the top 20%, that's pretty decent weekly gem income, especially as there's not a lot of other places right now to get that sort of gem income. But also, if you click on this total score here, this is one of the only places to get these Merlin stones. And these Merlin stones are how you upgrade character star levels. So instead of like a lot of other games, right, where you get extra duplicates and that's how you increase star levels for different characters, instead here you have a resource that is non-hero specific. So I've got 18 of those. It's 20 of them to take a hero from 2-star to 3-star. That's what the blue ones do. This is to go from 3-star to 4-star. And then obviously 4-star to 5-star for these gold ones here. So it's worth to try and max out this reward track every week while this particular Nightfall boss is up. This is going to switch weekly to a different Nightfall boss. So you have about a week to do it. But this is one of the game modes that you really need to be focusing on. Fabled Finds is the second game mode that I suggest that you really focus on, and that's because it gives you artifacts, the gear pieces, and it's unlike highlights. These gear pieces actually have RNG stats that are attached to them, and as a result, you want to continue to farm Fabled Finds so that you get the pieces of gear that you want that have the right stats that you want. Just a quick explainer on how those work is that basically you level up the main stat. So like this glove here will always have the same main stat that's going to be in white. And then it's going to have, if it's blue, 2 kind of grayed out stats beneath it. Those are the RNG ones. And at levels like 4, 8, and 12, I believe, when upgrading it, those get upgraded randomly. So it'll choose one of those grayed out stats and increase one of those. If you're familiar with mods from Swigo, then this is going to be a familiar concept to you. But otherwise, because it's RNG based, you want to make sure that you're familiar with these particular bosses. But also, at higher levels, you get access to these gold unique artifacts, and these are incredibly powerful and can take your characters a long way in terms of leveling them up. And you basically want to be able to clear that content and be used to being able to clear that content when you can get to this level, right? So that's important. These are the shards that let you upgrade the artifacts, and they're also important. And then I believe these are just for attributes for re-rolling unique artifacts there. One thing I want to quickly point out, and this is just a free tip, I guess, not part of the 5, before we move on to the last one. If you've done Crimson Campaign and you did the first level of it, it gives you these bags, these Crimson Caskets that are level 20. Don't spend any energy on these. Wait to spend your energy on something higher. Basically, these level 20 ones just give you the artifact and some XP. Fabled Finds opens at 24. You're going to get XP. You're going to get an artifact, and you're going to get the essence shards, which you are using to upgrade the artifact. So don't waste energy on these. Continue to do other things. Get your characters to be able to ascend over level 20, as well as their highlights and whatnot. Get their skills ready to go. And then when you hit level 24, or if you complete Crimson Campaign at the level 25 difficulty 2, use it on those. Just don't buy the first set. That's just a waste of energy because you're missing out on resources that you're eventually going to need and that you can get very soon right after. The last tip I have for you is that highlights and gear are very important. Let me go find... Okay. If you are missing one of these, your character's just not going to be able to hack it at the level of content that is required. So as soon as you get artifacts, let's say at level 25, the content is now scaled assuming that you have artifacts put on. And it's not quite a simple breakdown of a third, but it's a good enough to kind of say that that's basically what it is. Split between levels, highlights, and artifacts is you have a big chunk of your character power coming kind of equally, but not quite, but you have a big chunk of your power coming from both your highlights, your artifacts, and your levels. So if you neglect one of them, you're going to be seriously underpowered. If you are struggling to complete a piece of content, or one of your characters is just like feels weak or is dying all the time or whatnot, just quickly go back, check that you have everything updated and leveled up to where it should be, and then go try it again. There's many a time where I'm like, what is happening? I don't know why my character is not, doing so well. They were just doing well yesterday, and it's because I forgot to upgrade my highlights or something like that. So that's all the tips I have for you today. For those of you who know me from Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth, I am dipping my toes back into making content specifically for Marvel Mystic Mayhem. So come find us on the Discord. There's still a lot of us left over from that particular game over there. But that's all for me. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.